Hey Simlies, it's Deligracy here with the next part of Let's Build a Modern Mansion. Really, that's what it is. And in the last part, I was like so tired listening back to it. I was cringing because I was like, oh my god, that's just so awkward that I sounded like I was about to just I don't even know. But anyways, I'm excited for this part because I am feeling more awake and my voice probably sounds really weird because I have my retainer in to keep my teeth straight and I'm wearing it because I haven't worn it for ages and now I sound like I have an even bigger lisp than what I actually do have. So this might get annoying. Maybe I should just take them out. I don't know. I'm going to try and see how it goes, but if it annoys me, I'll just take it out. Okay, it's annoying me. Okay, I'm back. Hello, guys. I hope you guys are doing really well today or this morning or this evening. Right now, it's nighttime for me, and I've just done some Christmas cooking because my last day at work is tomorrow. I've actually baked some fun gingerbread biscuits for the people at my work, and yeah, it was really fun, but it took like 3 hours because I had a little bit too much fun personalizing each one and decorating it in the shape of the letters of every person's name. So, whoops, got a little bit carried away, but that's generally what I do. In any case, you can see right here that this modern mansion is actually really taking form right now. I really am loving this build and I would love to play in it. A lot of you guys were commenting in the last part if I will have an LP in this house. I don't have any plans to right now, but you never know in the future. And also this house was built in the LP save for the Gold Digger Challenge. So maybe if we continue the Gold Digger Challenge, this house would be there, or we might inherit it or something like that. So anyways, in the last part, I also stuffed up the editing a bit. Apparently, the audio didn't line up properly, which was definitely a sign of me being very tired and not really, when you're tired and you just make more mistakes because you're not as switched on. That's what pretty much happened. So thank you for your patience with that. And thank you for the many, many, many comments letting me know. Yes, I noticed very quickly. It's actually better if you notice something like that to thumbs up the comment of someone who's already pointed it out because it'll actually lift their comment to the top of the page so I see it first. That's probably a handy way to do it. But anyways, we've just placed the mansion in Windenburg. I just felt like the color of the house was really frustrating me in Oasis Springs because the orangey, yellowy lighting engine turns the white to yellow or an orange color, so it doesn't really show the true white of the building or the true grey colors. So that's one thing that does frustrate me a lot about that world. So that's why we've moved it into the lovely, I was about to say Windenburg, but no, we're not in Windenburg. Are we? No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, so we have started furnishing. Yay! The best part of a build. I love furnishing. Oh my gosh. So we start off with the kitchen, and I did say in the last part that because I did this build over such a long period of time, kind of in shorter spurts, I would work on it in my lunch breaks or after work, after I've recorded an LP or something like that. I just worked on it bit by bit. So naturally, when I would come back to it, I almost came with a new type of aesthetic every time. So a lot of the house kind of changes as we work on it more and the style of the house kind of changes. So to begin with in this kitchen, we start with this very, very ultra sleek, very bold colors and strong contrasts of white and black and electric blue and orange. And in a way, it feels almost quite kind of masculine, I suppose, in a sense. But anyways, over time, when we move down to furnishing the lower level of the house or the first level, we actually make it more beachy and soft and lots of creams and browns and earthy colors. So in my head, I guess I made up the story that the man of the house, he decided he wanted the middle level to be designed to suit his taste, because he is a businessman. His office is on this level, which means when he had businessmen come over, they would walk past the kitchen to get to his office and the lounge area. So that would need to reflect his kind of, I suppose, persona in the business world. So to be serious and a little bit flashy and sleek. Whereas he would have said to his wifey or his partner, whether that be a man or a woman, they would have been able to do or have complete control of the lower level and top level of the house. So that's kind of what I imagined in my head as I was making this. I always get to a stage when I'm building a house where I just start daydreaming about who would live here and what kind of family would this house be the home to. And it's really interesting, and I would love to hear your feedback about this. But when I'm building and imagining things like that, I actually, in my brain, think about it not in like imagining sim characters, but I actually imagine and create real people in my mind of who would live in the house. And I almost get this picture in my head. This sounds so weird, but I kind of picture in my head this house in a realistic form. So I imagine this house as a real house as opposed to the Sims kind of more cartoony render. And then I kind of make up the family that would live there in a realistic way in my mind, as opposed to cartoon Sims living there. So I think that's one thing I've always loved about The Sims. I often get asked, do you ever get sick of playing The Sims? Because you release like 4 to 7 videos a week and you never seem to get sick of it. And I never get sick of it. I mean, sometimes it might feel a little bit more dry when you're recording. And I find that usually happens if I'm trying to force myself to record. That's why I've found schedules to be really difficult to work with, because I might not actually be in the mood for something in particular. But I don't think I'm ever bored of the game, because it's just always been this amazing platform for me to daydream with and to use my mind with. So while I'm actively playing the game or using the game, it actually stimulates my imagination, and what's going in my mind is kind of a part of what the game's doing, but it's in a realistic way. I don't know if that made sense. You guys can think I'm crazy if you want to, but that's my experience with The Sims, and I'd love to read in the comments down below what you guys think of when you play The Sims. Do you just play it in a strategic way? It is what it is. It is The Sims, and you just see what's on the screen, or do you guys kind of go into a dreamy wonderland like I do? Another thing I love to do, and what I've always done for years of playing The Sims, even when I'm not playing The Sims, after I've created a family or a storyline, I'll like go to bed that night and I'll kind of be in that drifty, almost going to sleep stage, and I'll be thinking about the storyline of the family again in kind of a human real life form, and that's kind of how I get to sleep sometimes. So for me, it's just an amazing game, and that's why I never get bored. It never feels dry, and it just works for me. I love it. But anyways, so now we're working on the lounge room, and we're doing the old plant through the table trick, which I've definitely carried on throughout The Sims from The Sims 3. And I definitely made this TV really, really nice and big because we wanted that to be superbly impressive. Just figuring out what to put next to the TV on the wall. Do we put the long strip of lighting on the wall? Do we put the smaller strips? And then we've got some nice kind of seeing if the chandeliers would fit. Unfortunately, those more contemporary chandeliers are not ideal because they're just too long. Don't get me wrong, I love having them for 2-story homes, but it would be good to have a shorter version of the round one or circular one for these houses, and probably a shorter version of the one that's kind of rectangular, even though you can kind of get away with it. Over on this side of the kitchen, We are going to have a main bathroom, so for anyone to use, and then we're also going to have a sauna room. The big room on the left, you can just see the door peeking out there. That is actually going to be a very snazzy home gym, and all of these rooms are very sleek, very modern, and just sleek. Just sleek and very snazzy. But when we go downstairs, we kind of get to this point where suddenly it's really organic and beachy. And I have to say, I probably enjoy the downstairs interior a lot more. And I do try a color palette that's quite new to me that I was kind of obsessing over. I have this new love for terracotta pots, like orange terracotta. I think that's so cool with green leafy plants in them. When I do move into my new apartments, I haven't found an apartment yet. I'm in the middle of looking. So I'm looking all over Melbourne for an apartment, trying to figure out my budget, like what I can afford. That's always so confusing, especially when you're a YouTuber, because things just, you never know with YouTube. It's just all, when you're relying on it for your full income, it doesn't become set in stone. So you just have to be a little bit savvy. So I'm just figuring that out. And when I do find my place, I'm so excited to get some terracotta pots. Oh my gosh, it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. It's going to take me a while to furnish it and settle in, but when I do, I totally will be stoked to do an apartment tour. So I was actually meant to do that in the current house I'm in, but in the end, I just got so busy that I didn't even get to fully furnish my room, to be honest. There was always this dead corner of my room where I was like, oh, I'll finish it. I'll get there. But in the end, it's just where my camera and tripod sat. And that was like the nothing corner of my room. I think I've always had a nothing corner of my room though, so it'll be nice to be in one place long enough to really make it finished, which will be nice. Just kind of making some changes to the kitchen. I am beginning to get in the habit of removing any bench stools just because I want my Sims to sit at the dining table. It would be really great if somehow, I don't know how they would do this in the game, it's probably really complicated, but it would be really cool if the Sims kind of knew to sit at the dining table as opposed to stools in the kitchen when there are other Sims in the room. Like they would go sit at the dining room together. That would be great. I'm not sure if when you say call to meal, they do that. Or they're influenced to sit at the table with everyone, but I think that would definitely be a good thing if it's not already in the game. It doesn't really feel like it's in the game. Yeah, I could be wrong. I don't know. But behind this TV, the room behind is an office. I imagine this office to be for a male Sim, but it could be for a female Sim also, obviously. And I do like what we end up doing here, and I'm liking the lounge room. I love using that little cube seat thing on the floor, the blue one. I like using that as a footstool, even though I know the Sims don't use it as that. But for this build, I like imagining that that's what it would be for. And what happened here? We've missed a chunk. What happened to that recording? Oh my gosh. I don't know where the office recording is. Hold on. I'm just going to check my computer. What happened just then? I really like the office part. Don't tell me I lost that part of the recording, because that would be an absolute bummer. Oh no. You know what I did? Oh my gosh. You might do this on your phones sometimes, because I do this all the time when I'm trying to video off my cell phone. That was so American of me. My mobile phone is what you usually say in Australia, but I will press record and not think I pressed it and press it again so it stops recording, and then I think I'm recording but it's not. That's what I've done. I've actually got that middle section that only goes for 2 seconds because I've just clicked record and then not record. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. But anyways, I guess this is a really long build. There's going to be 3 parts. This is the first build I've ever done 3 parts of before. So, yeah, there'll be a 3rd part after this. And in the 3rd part, you will see a picture of the home office and the gym and whatnot. So, damn, sorry about that, guys. That's a real bummer. When you're doing a really big build like this, it's so easy to lose footage. It really is, because also the footage files are such big files. Like, they're big. They're big files. I think some of them are like a gig each for a part of it, depending on how long you go for. At least for my files, it is. I'm just looking at another part, and it's 2 gig of recording time. So, when you've got 9 parts, which I have right now, it's quite a lot of space. But at least this downstairs area, the entrance. I mean, we're going with a bit of a green palette right now, but to be honest, it changes a lot. I just wasn't into it. I felt like it was a little dry. I wanted to be a little bit more experimental. I mean, I love the paintings that we just put up on the wall there with 1 green panel with 2 white. I thought that was really nice, that kind of asymmetrical balance. And I always think that people are drawn to things that are not perfect. So if you have one thing that doesn't quite match, or something that's not symmetrical, it's asymmetrical, usually the human eye will be drawn to it. And if you do it the right way, it will be drawn to it in a positive way. That's what I learned from design school, and I've actually kind of realized it myself. It's also kind of how the rule of thirds work, and the rule of thirds is basically visually, if something takes up 1/3 of a space or 2/3 of a space, it will be much more appealing to the eye in comparison to if it took up half. So you always go 1/3 or 2/3. And you'll notice that in a lot of artwork. That's kind of how it works. This area, I was going to say to the right, to the left. I guess the camera keeps spinning. Anyways, this area with the piano is the piano room. So you could really use this if you were throwing an event and you needed just a room to place tables and have food, or a buffet table. This is kind of a handy room for that. And if you're not entertaining, it's just one of those fancy rooms that every mansion has, where it's just like a nothing room, but it has a semi-purpose. And the semi-purpose for this is if you want to sit down and listen to someone play the piano. Why not? Or this could also be used if you were waiting for someone at the front door, like you're waiting to go somewhere, or if you have guests. Maybe if there was a butler here, he would say, "Please wait over here, and Ms. Jackson will be down in a moment, momentarily." I don't know where I pulled Miss Jackson from. That I don't know. Anyways. So we're kind of playing with the move objects on cheat. If you don't know what that cheat is, because I'm always surprised in most videos, there will be questions on what a cheat is, I guess from new viewers. But basically the move objects cheat allows you to layer objects and move them up and down vertically as well. And actually, no, I think you can do that anyway. But yeah, it just means you can layer and intersect objects, which is really handy to get creative with and kind of create whole new furniture designs too. So we're kind of making this L-shaped sofa and coffee table unit, I suppose. Having a little bit of fun with glass fencing in the background. We still haven't reached our final color palette yet. It is still yet to change a lot. So we're going to steer away from that yellow and gray light palette and the black rug and gray over there with the bright blue. We do change it and it looks nice in my opinion. I like it. I'll be interested to hear from you guys which option you liked best. But yeah, I'm just kind of playing with my nails right now, and I've been getting a bit of shellac nail polish recently, and I've got to tell you guys, it's destroying my nails. Like, my nails are so weak now from it, and it's such a bummer because it looks so good, but my nails are just like falling apart. They just feel really really brittle. So if you have any hints on how to strengthen your nails, please let me know in the comments down below. And my grandma says you should have gelatin, but someone said gelatin's made from horse hooves, so I'm like, that doesn't sound very appetizing to me. I don't know what I think about that, so let me know. Oh my gosh, we're at the end. Oh, that's so awkward. I could have just kept chatting away, but I'll just record the next part after this. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world, and I'll speak to you soon.